Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is Eric Bynum coming to you again today with my research from ProQuest Historical Newspapers. So I chose a topic that is local to me here in Central Texas. I wanted to look at Kenneth McDuff. If you don't know Kenneth McDuff, he is a serial killer from Rosebud, Texas, which is about 20 miles from where I grew up and about 40 minutes from where I live now. The interesting thing about McDuff's case was he killed three teenagers, when he was 20 years old in 1966. He was caught, he was convicted, he was sentenced to the death penalty. One of the articles that I found literally says McDuff is guilty, sentenced to chair. The really interesting article that I found, that both of these came out in late 1966, was the headline says, jury says he was pressured. So when reading the article, it talked about how this jury member was talking about how alcohol was brought into the room while they were deliberating whether or not to convict or not, and this jury member felt that he was pressured into voting for a conviction. But that's not where the interesting story stops. So he was sentenced to death in 1966, okay? The jury member comes out and says, hey, I was pressured into, convicting him. He's given several dates as far as, I believe one of them was April 1st, 1969. That's going to be the day that you're going to be sentenced, that your sentence is going to be carried out. Although it never was. Not yet, at least. In 1972, his sentence was converted to life imprisonment. And somehow in 1989, he was paroled. And he killed again. McDuff went on to kill more in 1989 before being caught once again convicted, again sentenced to the death penalty. And finally in 1998, he was actually, that sentence was actually carried out in Huntsville, Texas. So this has local ties to where I am, which makes it very interesting in that, Rosebud is such a short drive away and just such a small little town. But he killed all over Central Texas. And that's what makes it, really interesting, in that he was a homegrown local serial killer that did it twice because he was paroled out of the prison system. Now, what I didn't like about ProQuest Historical Newspapers was really all I could find about Kenneth McDuff was from the late 60s, early 70s. There were no real newspaper articles talking about his second trial, his second conviction, and things like that. I searched, a date range from beginning in 1989 through the early 90s and didn't find any articles whatsoever, so it was a little bit limited. However, those that I did find were quite good. Most of them were from the Austin American Statesman, which is the newspaper down in Austin, Texas, our great capital here. So there are some limitations with these databases, but on the flip side, there are some great articles. So I want to share a little bit about Kenneth McDuff today. I think that would go over great with some sort of local, I'm not sure what exact group, but, with it being local to where I live, and there's so many people that are transplants here, especially where I live now in Killeen, Texas, which is a big military city. There's so many transplants that they don't even know about Kenneth McDuff. So just wanted to share that. Hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.